Jed, thank you for joining me for this brief interview about the Evidence Implementation Training Program that's run by JBI. First of all, could you introduce yourself and tell me a bit about who you are?
Thank you, Craig. So my name is Jad, Dr. Jad Muntar. I am from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University in the School of Nursing in here, and I'm an associate professor in the school.
Perfect, thank you for that. Could you describe what it was that you wanted to, what were your reasons for joining this program?
To me, because recently there has been, in my area of research and in my academic career, and quite recently there has been an emerging trend about implementation, evidence implementation, particularly with what we learn from research or from studies, and then we get findings, evidence, we get to implement it. So I was curious about, how can I translate and implement all of those things that I know has worked in some places or in some areas into clinical practice in a different population, in a different group, and all the process that's involved.
So that speaks to specific skills that you wanted to develop. Did you get the skills that you were looking for through this program?
Yes, absolutely. It has been very enlightening. It's good to have, to me, to get some structure because evidence implementation can be it can be complex and a bit complicated. And, depending on what you read, who you talk to, it can just get more confusing as it goes. So I think attending the JBI training, the evidence implementation training, has given me some very useful insight and as well as a structure to follow. That although there are multiple perspectives about evidence implementation, there is a process, there's a structure that can you can put all those principles together and then you can follow. That to me was very helpful.
Yeah. And how do you think those skills are going from this evidence implementation training program are going to help you in your future career and academic pursuits?
It will, to me, it is very, I guess I'm looking forward doing the actual application and also the implementation, evidence implementation, based from the training, the project that I'm doing with the training. But career-wise, it gives me that advantage of, particularly because I'm a researcher and also was a clinician and still involved with clinician, it gives me that very good perspective of understanding what is research part of evidence implementation and what is the practical or the practice aspect of it. Because sometimes people get confused in that part. So to me, I have now a very clear view that if I'm doing research, then this is what we do with research. We can do hybrid, designs and all of that. But eventually in the implementation aspect, this is the things that you need to consider in order to implement.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. During this week of evidence implementation training program, we spent a full day on leadership and clinical leadership in particular. Do you felt that strengthened your ability to lead and collaborate within and across teams?
I think so. It has touched significant, the theory part of the clinical leadership, the day two, the aspect was to me, it was very insightful because, it not only defines what a leader is, but also the attributes, the characteristics. But at the same time, when you put that into a context where, conflicts arise, when, it is very helpful. So to me, that gives me that kind of confidence that as a leader, these are the things that you will be expecting from the team, from the work environment that you're in. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Would you have any last comments for somebody who is thinking about doing implementation training about this program?
I highly recommend this JBI evidence implementation training for those people who are really wanting to, to get a step ahead, or, even you're starting, even you're like a beginner, it is a good way to get in touch with the theory because it's very theory informed, and then the practical steps really marry the theory that, that underpins what the JBI implementation process is doing.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jed. It's been great chatting. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you, Craig.